TV game show goes off the most, the best chances for you to win and how to get onto your favourite show. Good evening, thanks for joining us. I'm Samantha Armytage, filling in for Matt White, who's unwell. Well, 3D TV hit our screens last night and we were there for its unveiling. Sporting events are driving the rush to buy the pricey new technology. So what's the verdict? Is it worth it? What are the hidden costs and the health risks behind the hype? Here's Brian Seymour with the warning salespeople won't tell you about.
I don't mean that you'll literally go blind, but it looks like people can have problems with their depth perception.
It is like you can reach into it.
Yeah, you can grab it. It's amazing. We're in the line.
This is the first 3D broadcast on Australian television.
It is amazing how your eyes start to adjust.
It's like those major steps or the quantum leap from, say, black and white to colour.
Black and white is dead. Long live colour.
The introduction of colour in 1975, then stereo sound, flat screens, high definition. New innovations have enticed Australians to be among the fastest in the world to embrace new television trends.
That there, see that?
Yeah.
Push. It's like it's going to hit you in the head.
A lot of it has to do with the technology in the glasses.
Yeah.
So they've got shutters in them and they alternate between each lens.
Yep.
And they're synced to the television. So you're actually synced to the TV.
We expect that children are more vulnerable, certainly from the results that we were getting in the 90s.
Futurist, media and technology guru Mark Pesce worked on a shutter-type virtual reality headset for Sega 15 years ago. He's not certain 3D TV is completely safe.
When you show two different images to the two different eyes, which is how all these systems work, it's basically a cheat. It's an optical illusion. And that's fine, but your brain will adapt to that optical illusion and it'll start sort of ignoring some of the information it gets from the real world. And when you take the glasses off and walk away from the television set, your brain's still ignoring some of that. And it takes some time for your brain to start taking in the real world as it should again.
We checked with several vision and sight experts. They tell us they can't foresee any problems with people watching 3D television every day. What is clear is the warning that Samsung issues with its 3D TV sets. Some viewers may experience an epileptic seizure or stroke, altered vision, lightheadedness, dizziness, eye or muscle twitching, confusion, nausea, loss of awareness, convulsions, headaches and fatigue. And they warn the glasses may harm or weaken your eyesight if you use them in day-to-day life.
Seagulls flying in my lounge.
We'll know the effects soon enough. By 2015, industry experts predict the United States will have nearly half the 3D television sets in the world, 9.2 million of them. The Europeans will tune into a third of all 3D shows, with 6.8 million sets, while here in the Asia Pacific, we're expected to buy around 4.6 million new 3D TVs. Samsung have already sold more than 5,000 units in Australia. Other brands arrive soon, with prices starting at $2,500.
We should see LG in the next week or so, appearing on shelves, shop shelves, followed by Panasonic, and then mid-June we're going to see Sony out there with their offering.
Fox Sports CEO David Malone predicts 3D TV will grab our attention and hold on.
And in particular around sport and live sport coverage, because it is going to be quite a transforming coverage technique for live sport.
It's just like being there, you know, it's so much better than what we're used to.
Harvey Norman founder Jerry Harvey is betting that once consumers see 3D, they'll never look back.
We couldn't supply. If everyone in Australia came in and said, I want to buy one, we couldn't supply it. Next year, we're hoping that 20% of our total business in TVs will be 3D. That's how big we think it's going to be.
Technology expert Peter Blasina says before you choose which set you want, you need to consider whether you want one at all. It looks nothing on the screen, does it? The effect is brilliant, isn't it? I mean, that's as good as a 3D movie.
In fact, I would go so far to say it's better.
I personally think that what's going on now is a gigantic unregulated medical experiment. I would love to be able to say, go and buy it, it's completely safe. I don't see any data to support that right now.
A lot of people are wondering, should I wait? Because they've just come out. A lot of, you know, the plasmas came out, the LCDs came out, they dropped within a year. Should you wait?
Probably yes. You're killed for that.
Oh no.
If you're a sports nut, don't wait. Go and get it because it's going to be heaps and heaps of sport.
Brian Seymour there with a closer look at 3D TV, and he tells me within 10 years we'll be watching 3D without the glasses. Now to the latest and most costly mobile phone trap. We've been flooded with complaints from viewers who've been hit with monster bills of $9,000, $10,000, even a staggering $25,000. And these bills are one-off charges. The Telecommunications Ombudsman is receiving more than 100 complaints a day, many relating to what has now been labelled bill shock. Georgia Main reports.
I was charged $25,000 to download one single album.
The highest it got to was $9,560.
My first internet bill was $8,421.
As people are rushing to buy this new technology, they're exposed to a whole range of new liability.
It's the smartphone revolution. Almost half of all mobile phone users now own one. The new iPhone, one of the most popular. It can browse the internet, download music or videos at the touch of a finger. 60-year-old Jim Slater owned one of the first brick mobile phones in 1987. He's discovered keeping up with technology can be costly.
I had a BlackBerry which had a data plan incorporated in it. I asked if could I just take the SIM card from the BlackBerry and put it into the iPhone, and the assistant there said, sure, that's fine.
3 days after downloading a $12 classical album from iTunes, Jim's first phone bill arrived.
It was for $26,000+. I nearly fell off the chair. I could have hired the Sydney Opera House and a complete orchestra and had my own private performance of classical music for the price of the phone bill.
My casual plan that I had agreed for $49 came in at $8,421.
Travelling around Australia with her husband and 3 children before settling here permanently, Rebecca Gardner was set up with a $49 Telstra Flexi plan so she could keep in touch with family in the UK.
The sales rep in Perth had not initiated the plan correctly, and therefore our charges were a premium rate. I was charged over $1,000 for an iTunes album and nearly $2,500 for an iTunes film. It was the most expensive movie ever, I think.
These astronomical charges have been dubbed bill shock. In the last year, the Telecommunications Ombudsman has had more than 42,000 complaints about mobile phone bills. That's 115 complaints every day. And the experts warn it's only going to get worse, with the number of smartphones projected to double in the next 2 years.
Complaints are certainly on the rise.
Alan Asher is the head of the newly formed Australian Communications Consumers Action Network.
Smartphones are designed with very big memory and they can download huge amounts, a whole movie even. And that if that's working outside the home on the 3G network, that can rack up a bill of thousands of dollars very quickly.
South Australian MP Russell Wortley found that out the hard way. Parliamentary officials recently issued him with a please explain over his $10,500 mobile phone bill. His 13-year-old son had downloaded free sports games on his taxpayer-funded iPhone. Watching a football game for 1 hour and 6 minutes cost $4,000.
In Europe, they have to send you a text message when you get up to 80% of your limit to warn you. That's the sort of thing we should have here.
To avoid bill shock, beware of terms such as capped, free or unlimited. Use mobile optimised versions to browse websites as they use much less data. If your phone has Wi-Fi, set it to connect automatically to your home or office and look for free hotspots when you're out. Keep track of how much data you've used by checking your account regularly.
$9,560, and that was over a 4-month period.
19-year-old Tegan Fazakali's bill shock didn't come from internet downloads.
They also explained to me it was mostly phone calls and stuff that had run up the bill. There should be a policy that if it gets to even $1,000, they should then ring you up and say, look, we're going to put your phone on hold so you can't use it.
Her account is now in the hands of the debt collector. As for Jim, he's been put on a data plan and Telstra have offered this solution: to pay 10% of the bill or $2,500.
How many other people has this happened to, and how much money have they made off the back of this?
And late today, Telstra contacted our office to say they'll be waiving the extraordinary charges billed to Rebecca and Jim. Telstra is also reviewing the billing procedures and staff handling of the complaints. Now, coming up, Pets Paradise lost. The dispute that's left pets trapped inside locked shops. Plus, television's biggest ever game shows offering massive payouts. Learn how to get on these shows from the game show Addicts. Now to our investigation, which might change the way you think about sushi. Testing has shown 4 in 5 samples bought in certain areas are crawling with bacteria which can cause serious illness. Josh Vazulan has this exclusive report which has led to a health department crackdown.
How would your customers feel about listeria? I mean, that makes people sick.
I was vomiting, nauseous, had to pull over the car, couldn't drive.
Is that all you can say, sorry?
You could be biting into all sorts of bacteria.
Listeria, Staphylococcus, Bacillus cereus. If you eat sushi, it's a good chance you're eating these potentially deadly bacteria.
You're looking at septicemia, meningitis.
And in our extensive investigation across Brisbane, Sydney and Melbourne, we've found all of them being sold in sushi.
I was vomiting continuously for 20 minutes, half an hour.
Melbourne's Glenn Hall regrets the day he bought sashimi for lunch. Its contents made him violently ill.
I felt shocking. I just hit the wall, had to lie down, and then shortly after that started vomiting. And yeah, I was pretty crook.
Glenn used to eat sushi once a week. Now he's turned off for life.
In hindsight, I shouldn't have gone near it.
It really knocked me around, yeah.
Anita Tabidsma found herself in a world of pain after eating a salmon sushi roll.
I haven't had sushi again for a while.
The westernised form of sushi has exploded and businesses are cashing in. Thousands of outlets sell sushi Australia-wide. We eat a heap of it, thinking it's the healthy alternative to take away. Truth is, it can be a health hazard.
Sushi, sandwiches, wraps are all ready-to-eat foods, examples of, and all of them can be a real problem if they're not properly handled.
Rochelle Williams is a food safety consultant employed by corporations to carry out random food checks.
They've got to rely upon really good temperatures, cold temperatures. They've got to rely upon excellent hygiene. They've got to rely on really good cleaning. And most importantly, excellent hand washing.
Glenn, what are we testing for?
We'll be looking for E. coli, Staphylococcus, Bacillus cereus and Listeria.
Microbiologist Glenn Pinner tested 60 sushi rolls we'd bought from shopping centres, restaurants and takeaways in suburban and city outlets.
When we look at the types of sushi rolls that we got positive, it really was a broad range. Teriyaki chicken, straight chicken, beef, even a Peking duck.
In Sydney, 4 out of 5 shops failed our test, most already on the name and shame list. A beef sushi roll tested positive to the potentially deadly Staphylococcus bacteria. The Food Standards Code specifies it must have less than 100 coliforms of Staphylococcus. It had 2,600, 26 times above the limit.
That's unacceptable, completely unacceptable.
4 sushi rolls had hidden inside Bacillus cereus, a food poisoning bug found in rice. It should be at levels less than 100. One chicken roll had a count of 600.
We're looking at rapid onset, vomiting, half an hour to maybe 6 hours after ingestion.
In Brisbane, almost half of the sushi outlets failed. A chicken teriyaki roll tested positive to Staphylococcus at levels 29 times higher than what's acceptable. The same sample also tested positive to Bacillus cereus.
Certainly you could have a combination of 2 toxins working inside your body. The symptoms would be that much more intense and you really would be very sick.
But the most worrying sample was purchased at this sushi outlet on Brisbane's south side. One beef sushi roll tests positive to Listeria.
Do you know what Listeria is?
Yeah, I do, but there's nobody charging here today.
Does that scare you?
Well, it does worry me a bit.
Even before we'd finished our investigation, the health department had launched their own.
Because in Queensland by law, any finding of Listeria must be reported and investigated immediately.
The health department will have to step in. They'll visit the facility, they'll help them clean up.
In a statement to Today Tonight, one sushi business wouldn't address our findings.
As an organisation, we consider ourselves in the forefront of quality assurance and food safety controls.
Melbourne, however, had a clean bill of health. All samples came back A-OK. Overall, more than 1 in 10 sushi outlets we tested failed. 7 out of 60 samples crawling with bugs.
Some businesses really need to be reviewing their food safety controls in a very, very big way.
We did this in the cold months, it's almost winter. In the summer months, I'd expect these levels to be a lot higher and really suggesting that there still is a problem with sushi.
Enough to put you off your dinner. For health department tips on how to avoid unsafe sushi, just go to our website. Now, television talent shows are shattering the idea that to make it in show business, you have to get your big break at a young age. Of course, Susan Boyle is the most obvious example here. But as Linda Kincaid reports, there are acts in the Australia's Got Talent semi-finals which are also challenging that theory.
We just want to show people that it doesn't matter how old you are, you can still do it.
At 84 years of age, Ron Winchester and his 63-year-old wife Margaret are ready for their big break.
Are you 84, Ron, is that right?
84.
84, and you're still getting your leg over that high.
I'll be doing this when I'm
90. Whoever said life begins at 50 was spot on for this couple. They give late bloomers a good name.
Do you get nervous when her head goes underneath your legs?
No, she may.
Ron began marathon running at 52 and started cycling at 60. Margaret went to university and completed a degree when she hit 50. And they've been swing dancing since 1985.
How do you do it? How do you keep up?
I don't know.
Ron's first dance partner was Joan Leslie, a girl he met during World War II while based in the US. She went on to star in films with Fred Astaire.
And after 3 weeks, she said, look, I couldn't teach you anymore.
That's impressive.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was, but I think she was being kind.
Despite a quadruple bypass 2 years ago, Ron is showing no sign of slowing down. Unless, of course, he's teaching his moves.
Okay. Want a slow one? Very slow. Oh, your left button.
Okay.
Your left button.
The other left?
The other left.
After 42 years of marriage, dancing is keeping these grandparents young and happy.
If we have an argument, we start dancing. When we first came here, we were having a bit of a tiff about it, and I said, come on, we dance. And it all goes.
Yeah. There's a saying that people that dance together stay together. Because you get old doesn't mean to say you can't do things, dance, sing, and there are a lot of talented people out there, and it doesn't matter about their age.
At 42, Kim Pickering has been dubbed Australia's Susan Boyle.
We're both middle-aged women, and we both entered the competition so we could get a chance to follow our dreams.
The accounts clerk, who's been professionally trained by a singing teacher, is counting on age working in her favour.
I think the people over 40 have a lot more experience.
Her parents are her #1 supporters.
Actually, her first singing teacher said she wouldn't reach a peak till she's in her 40s.
I used to play a lot of sport myself. Thank you. Then I found out you could just go and buy trophies. Now I'm good at everything.
Comedian Matt Maher is hoping to do it for the over 40s as well.
You're never too late to start anything.
Picked on at school for being overweight, he survived by being a bit of a joker.
I sort of used comedy as a deflection.
The singer, the joker and the swingers. Whether these competitors reach Susan Boyle's stardom or not, one thing's for sure, they'll give the youngsters a run for their money.
And the Australia's Got Talent semis are on tonight at 7:30 here on 7. Stay with us, here's what's ahead. Coming up, the pet shop standoff, locking store owners out and pets in.
Desperately upset, desperately. These were our babies.
Plus, the TV game shows offering massive prizes.
It's about the money and those life-changing opportunities.
How the game show Addicts get on show after show.
With the man in the mirror, I'm asking him to change.
When Taylor and his dad started singing, this was the reaction. Wait till you see them in the finals.
Beautiful performance.
7's Australia's Got Talent, tonight 7:30.
Thanks, everyone. Good spread. See you around.
Who's your new friend?
There's always enough in KFC's Giant Feast. 15 pieces of fresh, delicious chicken, 18 juicy nuggets, 3 large chips and heaps of sides. Saving you over $20.
Can't beat that taste.
When the waiter takes the drinks order, they'll say, and hold the ice because the pain starts again. I've probably had sensitive teeth for the last 10 years. I thought that maybe sensitive toothpaste wasn't going to be the answer. I was sceptical about whether it would actually do anything. The jury was out until I actually tried it. I know that Sensodyne does work because I've tried it now. I was suddenly drinking something and I thought, hang on a second, I can actually taste it. I don't have to sort of swallow it, you know, within 2 seconds flat. And I didn't get the sharp pain that I normally have. I continue to use Sensodyne and I think I will for a very long time.
Found you! Become a foster carer, and you'll not only help overcome a child's fears, you may conquer a few of your own. Help give a child the childhood they deserve.
Authorised by the New South Wales Government, Sydney. This is Uncle Toby's Plus. Why did we call it Plus? Because we add in something extra. Extra nutrition. Unlike other cereals, which can add a different kind of extra. But not Plus Antioxidant Lift, with cranberries, blueberries and antioxidants A and E. Or Plus Omega-3 Lift with flax seeds for Omega-3. So you can either have this type of extra or Plus with extra nutrition. Start your morning with the right extras.
I want to build bridges. I'd like to help people. I'm going to help the planet. I'd love to write a bestseller. I'm going to invent something cool. You can now have a say on the futures of Australian kids. Share your feedback on the draft Australian curriculum up to Year 12. Have your say at teachourkids.edu.au and help Australian kids be what they want to be.
Now you can get imaginative with your rice cooker. With a few simple ingredients and new McCormick Rice Cookers recipe bases. A special blend of herbs and spices available in 5 delicious varieties. So easy. Look for McCormick Rice Cookers in your supermarket now.
It's Longcom gift time at Myer. Receive this indulgent 9-piece gift when you spend $70 or more on Longcom, including your own personalised skincare solution and the best-selling Genifique Youth Activator. Your Longcom gift now at Myer.
Myers my store.
Thursdays are going off on the Matty John Show.
Mate, this is a war.
We went State of Origin crazy.
We're going to rip your arms off.
And we met a couple of wog boys.
Stop my line. But then don't let me look at your nuts, stupid.
This week, don't miss our Origin wrap-up. More than just a footy show. The Matty John Show. Thursday, 7:30.
Welcome back. A business dispute has left dozens of innocent lives in danger after the owners of a Queensland pet store were locked out, leaving unattended animals trapped inside. Dozens of pets were left behind this locked roller door after a dispute between management of the Redbank Plains Shopping Centre, the Pets Paradise franchise and franchisee Trish Vardy.
The locks were changed and I just got totally distressed. I couldn't get into the animals. I didn't know if they were still in there.
After the lockout, Trish called the police to remove some of the animals inside.
We got out the puppies, the kittens, the small animals and the birds, but what is left in there are the fish and the hermit crabs.
She claims she still doesn't know what happened to the surviving fish and crabs.
These were our babies. It was our shop. We love them.
13 franchisees are taking legal action against the parent company, Pets Paradise Retail, over failures to properly stock and service their stores. The case is being heard in the South Australian Federal Court. Well, have you ever watched a winning contestant on a television game show and thought, I've seen them before? Chances are you have. There are regulars who have perfected techniques on how to be chosen to go for game show gold. Jonathan Creek takes a look now at how they managed to do it and the new show where you don't need to answer questions to win big.
Pick a box. Dorothy, you have won. The big question is exactly how much?
Game shows, they've been around almost as long as television itself.
Number 2, it could be anything.
The ones we love, right through to the ones most of us have happily forgotten.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
No matter what you think, TV game shows have a lure that's crossed cultural boundaries and lasted decades. Nowadays, it usually starts at $1 million.
Real people playing off-the-wall games.
Minute to Win It is this network's latest game show set to offer the seven-figure prize. Host Darren McMullen.
Basically, it's 10 simple challenges all over the space of a minute. If you complete all 10, you win yourself $1 million. Not too shabby, really.
Here's how Minute to Win It works in the United States, airing on NBC.
The contestant, using only one hand, must empty an entire box of tissues in under 60 seconds.
I'd give $1 million away every week. It's not my money. I don't care. I want the people to win.
I don't really think about the prizes. I just want to get some adrenaline going and just have a bit of fun.
Alison Gill is a game show junkie. She's been on 5, from supermarket sweepstakes through to taking out the showcase on The Price is Right.
I won the Super Showcase on The Price is Right, which included an Alfa Romeo, a trip to Canada and a Harley Davidson.
The secret to success, according to Alison, is as much about the audition as it is about the game.
When I first started going on them, I would write a poem or a limerick or something that would make me stand out from the crowd. Nowadays, there's a lot of just phoning up and applying online, so you really just need to set yourself apart from everyone else. So think of something that you can do that no one else can do.
And if you do make it through, Alison's advice is imagine you are playing from your lounge room.
Secret to being a contestant is keeping a cool head and try not to let the nerves get in the way and just have fun. Don't think about the prizes. Just get on there and have fun and just pretend you're playing a game with your family.
In the US, game shows attract big audiences and give away big dollars. Top of the list is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? In 1,000 episodes, contestants pocketed a share of more than $50 million, crowning 12 millionaires who managed to answer all the questions. Here, only 2 lucky contestants have ever secured the $1 million prize. While the US version of The Price is Right is the longest-running game show worldwide.
This showcase begins with this beautiful new living room.
In Europe, it's Italy's version of Deal or No Deal that attracts the audiences. While nowhere near the richest, but the longest running, is a British game show based on Scrabble called Countdown.
The excitement of the game show is the chase, not necessarily the prize. It's the seeking the Holy Grail, as once the knights did. So there's all sorts of mythic elements working there in things like game shows that perhaps people don't widely enough recognise. But you don't recognise them because they're basically there for entertainment value.
But according to Dr. Vincent O'Donnell from RMIT, money isn't the key to game show rating success anyway. More important is the emotional journey that the viewers can ride too.
But nevertheless, if a show is so structured that your chances of winning are very poor, then it's not going to draw participants, and without participants, you're not going to draw an audience.
Statistically, it's got to be a lot easier than Lotto.
Jonathan Creek reporting there on the secrets of winning on television. We'll be back shortly. Still to come, a mum arrested and charged.
The constable actually came out and arrested me on the spot.
Your fingerprints may be used in evidence at court.
All over a pay packet bungled by her boss.
I'm still shaking, just thinking about it.
He's going to come after you.
Would you live your life in danger to be with your lover?
We can protect you. Just tell us where Hugo is.
Seven's Home and Away is next. You trust your doctor.
The surgery went great.
But when the trust is broken...
She's not going to wake up. You don't know that.
Will you be able to believe a word they say?
No, you're not a doctor. You're a child. Miracles do happen.
Seven's new Grey's Anatomy, tonight.
Wake up! Wake up! It's Eophus!
It's Eophus! It's Eophus!
The foxtail deal!
You just can't miss. 6 months half price. Installation free. 6 months half price.
Sounds good to me. Eophus is finally here.
Happy Eophus, everyone.
It's 50% off, so call Foxtel now on 131 787.
Tu m'inspires tout le bon, le meilleur que des bonbons, l'amour. Tu m'inspires tant d'amour.
When compared to an ordinary deodorant, new Rexona Crystal's best ever formulation gives you our best ever protection against white marks.
Autour des caramels.
Dare to make a statement in black. Rexona, it won't let you down.
With Organic Care shampoo, you can have beautiful hair without being blind to the environment. And now your whole body can care for the environment with our hand wash and body wash. Organic Care. Do you care?
Internet-ready television is here with LG's Netcast Web TV, available at Harvey Norman. With Netcast, you can watch broadband content streamed right into your lounge room, access YouTube, weather, or enjoy the latest blockbusters from Big Pond Movies without having to plug in a computer. LG's Netcast, it's not just a feature, it's the future of entertainment in television. Visit your nearest Harvey Norman store to experience it for yourself.
Thank you, Glade.
Are you baking a pie?
Oh no, it's this candle.
Smells like the real thing. Glade's entire line of candles are made with essential oils, so you'll believe they're the real thing.
So, Gavin, what is new in oats? Funny you should ask, Gavin, because the Uncle Toby's team has created a new way to get your oats in a convenient, no mess, no fuss, microwavable cup. Microwavable? In a cup? Really? Really. In fact, you don't even need a bowl, so it's perfect on busy mornings. Just rip off the top, in with some milk, 60 seconds later. Mmm, creamy honey. Does anybody do oats like Uncle Toby's? Nobody does oats like Uncle Toby's, Gavin. Nobody.
The Subaru end of financial year sale is now on. And with great deals across the range, it's all for the value and the savings. Visit your local Subaru retailer today. Subaru, all for the driver.
The New South Wales Government's housing stimulus package, where buyers of newly built homes of up to $600,000 get 50% off stamp duty, ends in a few weeks. So you'll have to hurry. Authorised by the New South Wales Government, Sydney.
On the Australia's Got Talent finals at 7:30, discover who'll be Australia's next superstar. Then, a sexy new Grey's Anatomy, followed by all new Private Practice. That's tonight on 7.
And over on 7 too. Catch up on everything that's happened right up till now with Lost, The Final Journey.
On tomorrow night's show, the mum arrested and charged for being overpaid by her boss. What she's been put through really takes the cake.
When I got there, the police actually came out and arrested me on the spot.
I intend to interview in relation to theft.
Remember, of course, this was the employer's mistake.
Anything you say or do may be given in evidence.
I'm still shaking.